Yo, what's up everybody? Starting in 2 minutes here. Good to see you guys in. Alrighty, alright. Testing, 1, 2, 3. How's my volume? Happy to have all you guys in. It is Tuesday, July 9th. And today's a special day. Today's the day that the July monthly VWAP flipped bullish. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm seeing. I'm going to show you guys why I'm frothing at the mouth to enter a swing long. And it's taking everything in me to not just FOMO market in right now. I'm going to try and wait for a little pullback, but it's hard, man. It's really hard. I'm frothing at the mouth. I'm flopping and groping. So we're going to go into the charts. I'm going to go over everything that I'm thinking, but it's good to have you guys in. Sound is good. Okay, awesome. Thank you for modding, Gazgano. I got my coffee, I did my push-ups. My name is the FloppingGroper, and welcome to my analysis. So first of all, before we get into the analysis, make sure you guys are following my Instagram, NickCipher. Make sure you are looking at Market Cipher, the tool that I'll be using in my analysis, 25% off, code PLATINUM. Make sure you check out the Mike Perry and Jake Paul fight on July 20th. Get a ticket, get your pay-per-view, whatever you got to do. And follow me on Twitter at FloppingGroper for like live stream updates and TA and all that stuff. But okay, so here's what I'm seeing, guys. So if you slap an anchored VWAP tool, a volume weighted average price average on the 1st of July, you know, this was a very heavy volume weighted resistance. That the slope of this was down, really slamming the price down for the first couple days of July. Then it began to flatten out, and as you see, as it begins to flatten out, the price now has a chance to come up and tap the July anchor as resistance. And my brother and I were trading in this zone. This was a great zone to trade between the Q4 of 2023 region, basically just price just bouncing between the Q4 of 2023 VWAP, the green line there, and then the July VWAP up, down, up, down, up. And so in my VIP, I actually closed out my original long position. I had a long position like down here, but I closed that shit out because we were looking a little bearish divergent. Like I was looking at the hourly and we saw the price coming up today, and look, we saw the waves flattening out. And so that was a concerning sign that I saw earlier today that got me out of my trade. I took my profit. I closed another 2,500 in profit today. But low-key, I knew we were going to break up. I told you guys on my stream yesterday that if I was a betting man, you know, this is probably the time that we're going to break up out of the July VWAP, and July as a month is going to flip more bullish. So far, July, even though we've had good rips to the upside, July has been bearish, right? Lower, high, lower, high, lower, high, lower, high, lower, high. So it's been bearish this whole time. Even though the lows have been getting higher on us. But what I believe we're going to start seeing is higher highs and higher lows. Not just higher lows with lower highs, but higher highs and higher lows. And the reason why is because we're now over the July anchored VWAP sentiment. And so, you know, now we're just dealing with a couple resistance targets overhead. I believe it's very likely that we do come up and tap the year-to-date anchor, which we lost, right? We lost this very critical volume-weighted average price, the purple line, which is a VWAP placed on the 1st of the year, just January 1. You know, is Bitcoin having a good year or a bad year, right? We slip under that line, and it makes perfect sense that we would at least, in a worst-case scenario, want to come up and confirm that line as resistance. And so, you know, we're not even like macro bullish yet. We're just retesting key levels as resistance at this point, right? But I mean, that's the macro side of things. But like on a monthly and just in July, we are flipping bullish by coming over the July anchored VWAP here. And so let's see how much space is left here. We got another 2% move until we get to the year to date, and I would be very cautious. I would be very cautious. Cautious QV. If Cautious QV, if you're in here, I would change your name to Cautious QV. Once we get to the year to date VWAP here, things get a little iffy. I would definitely take some profits on longs, but I would not close them out entirely because I believe that there is a larger play up to the poop line. What's the poop line? Someone in the chat asked me what the poop line is, the brown line here. The poop line is an anchored VWAP placed at the yearly low. So you go to the lowest point of the year for Bitcoin, which was January 23rd of this year. At the bottom of the ETF dump, which coincidingly was when we tapped on this Q4 of 2023 VWAP line before. So see, we tapped on that green line as support, and we did it again over here. So this is a very important VWAP down here. But you know, we could in theory pump all the way up to the poop line, about a 5 or 6% pump, which is a very important level that Bitcoin really needs to get over to regain its bullish posture for the year. And then obviously, if we get over the poop line, there's a little more kaputs up to the June anchor. And the June anchor is something, this is an anchor slapped on June 1 that we really want to fill. I mean, look at this gap right here. You know, it's a perfect setup for this to eventually be filled. Even if we have to come up to the year to date and go bearish again, perhaps even go all the way. What if we hit the year to date and go all the way back down to the Q4 of 2023 green line again? That could also happen, right? It may be a long time before we hit that June anchor. So I'm very weary about the year to date. Like, I would take a lot of profits there at that year to date, but I believe that an interaction with the June anchored VWAP, the blue line up there, is in the cards at this point. You know, this could get volatile. Look at this daily, look at the daily reading here. The price came down sharply, and the wave reading is trending up. If you look at the overall structure of Bitcoin, you know, screw 2024 for a second. Bigger than 2024, if you go like the last 2 years of Bitcoin, look at this massive uptrend we're in, and for you to get an oversold reading of this size on the daily chart, it should be a really bullish sign. Like I think that what may end up happening is a lot of people will really feel like they missed the boat not longing this really juicy bull div wave on the daily. I mean, it's rare that you get opportunities like this in an uptrend like what we've seen here on Bitcoin. And so it may not be the bottom, you know, where, you know, it could. I actually strongly believe we have not fully bottomed, but in terms of like medium term bottom, like I think a swing long on this is viable. Very, very viable, worth the risk, and I can see why someone would do it. It's oversold, it's bullish divergent. We have a key level that we're bouncing off, and we're in a larger uptrend. So that's where I'm at. You know, at this point, I'm gonna be looking to ease my way into a as big of a long trade as I can with my risk in check. It's gonna be tough. You know, like, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew if we smashed the July anchor, that shit was gonna get crazy. You can see that now we're getting that volatility. We're filling that gap between the July anchor and the year to date, which is a 4 or 5% move. Bitcoin definitely rewarding anybody who like held any longs like through this. Really, this was a really nasty bear div that got annihilated. Like I mean, look, you would have shorted confidently back here, made a shit ton of money. You would have shorted here at the July VWAP, made a shit ton of money. And then we come up to that July VWAP again, and you're like, well, obviously I should just short again. But then you get wrecked. And so that right there, you know, the bears having a softball pitch and then screwing it up, that's the first sign of the bulls like taking power back in the market. And yeah, so that's my spiel on Bitcoin. I'm gonna be looking for a swing long on Bitcoin. Hopefully I can get a pullback to that July anchor, or maybe even like the intraday VWAP or something. But I'm gonna try and weasel into it on low leverage this week, and we'll see if I can make some money on that, because that's an idea that I'm cooking on for a while. As for Ethereum, you see Ethereum is now just peaking over its July VWAP, and there's obviously some other targets in here, but I have the June anchor up ahead. So if that leapfrog July to June anchor leap plays out on Bitcoin, it could happen on ETH too. You got a 10% move here on ETH potentially, if we can confirm this July VWAP as some good support. Pepe is another one that we've been looking at. Now Pepe is lagging behind a little bit. We're still underneath the July VWAP here, believe it or not. But on Pepe, this is an even more volatile play. You've got a 22% move on Pepe there. So Pepe, there might be some prime opportunities on Pepe if these markets really start heating up. And overall, I'm rather hopeful, unless we slip underneath the July VWAP. Now let me go back in time, and I'm going to show you guys an example of this leapfrog strategy playing out. Let me see. Let me go back. So this is obviously a long play, a long setup, right? But if we go back to the May, what is it? The May and June. Let's see. Okay, I think I need to slap an anchor on May 1st. So we're gonna go to May 1st. Let's see. Okay. So I slapped a new an anchor here on May 1st, and what happened is that May was a very bullish month. You see how the price is riding on this yellow anchor here? We're pumping up, and it created this massive area that I was anticipating that we would want to fill, right? And so as soon as we get June, the next month, I'm immediately looking for the play down to that May anchor, right? It's basically the play I'm looking at currently, but on the short side of things. And so yes, we did ride up on this June anchor a bit, but as soon as we broke that June anchor, do you see how when the June anchor gets punctured, that is the sign of the bears taking control of the month of June, and it's only a matter of time before they basically send the price straight down to the May anchor. So you know, not a lot of analysts talk about markets the way I do, the way the anchored VWAPs have taught me. Most analysts don't even know what freaking day it is, man. I mean, they wake up and they're like, what day is it? What day of the week is it? Oh, here's a triangle. Here's a freaking whatever. Like the TA is copy paste, it's canned or whatever. But I'm very much like grounded in time. Like every month is a new narrative, a new chance for new opportunities, a new story to be told. And so I'm looking for last month's narrative to die and for the current month's narrative to begin, right? And so last month I caught this short, and this was like the first really nice big play that I made money on with my leapfrog strategy. As soon as we lost the current month's anchor, we immediately ran to the previous month's anchor. And so that's the play that I'm basing here. Now that we've lost the July anchor, the bears have lost the July anchor. And so now the most sensible place for the price to go is up to the previous month's anchor, up to the June anchor. Now, the only things I'm concerned about is like, I mean, this is a huge gap. Can Bitcoin really pump that hard? Can we pump all the way up to 64 with the quickness like that? I mean, maybe, but remember, the year-to-date line is a really important resistance. I mean, the party could end here and we could go way lower at the year-to-date. And so the year-to-date represents a very important take profit level that you should probably close like half or more of a swing long position that you have, because I mean, it could dump from the year-to-date down to the July VWAP and then continue up, or it could just completely crash from there, right? That's just a really important level where the bears could easily take control of the market back again. But if we can get over the year-to-date, like I said, then you've got from the year-to-date to the poop line, you got a 3% move there. And then if you can get over that, if there's a big volatile wick or something, it might spike up to that June anchored VWAP. But you know, I don't really see Bitcoin coming over this huge web of multiple VWAPs up here. This is the June anchored VWAP, the May anchored VWAP, the April anchored VWAP, which is your Q2 anchored VWAP, and then you have the orange anchor up here, which is the anchor place at the yearly high, the all-time high on Bitcoin. And so it's going to take a lot for Bitcoin to break this web of VWAPs up here. I would say that it's high confidence that the bears retake control of the market up at these levels, like from the poop line to basically anywhere from like 63K to 65.6K. The bears are coming back strong, and we're not out of the woods yet, folks. Like it's still a nightmare if I was hodling from the top at this point. But from a trader's perspective, this is what we love to see. So I'll open the floor for a couple questions before I bounce out of here. But let me know if you guys have any questions about what I'm thinking. Verified Trader says, like you said, a zombie pump. Yes, dude, it was a pump on relatively weak money flow. All we had really to go off of was a strong anchored VWAP level and a daily bearish divergence. But a daily bearish divergence in a bull market is nothing to sneeze at. I think people are foolish to count that shit out. And by believing in that daily bullish divergence, I've been getting paid. And I know a lot of you guys have been getting paid as well. We're finally seeing July being taken over by the bulls. Crypto guy on the internet, good to see you in, brethren. Digging the Final Fantasy music. Yeah, man, Final Fantasy, growing up with Final Fantasy, I feel like it taught me a lot of nice life lessons. It's a really good game. It's a good story. And I love this music, man. It's like the perfect music for streaming. And check out this mix too by LZLS, Spirit Wave 2. Spirit Wave 1 is also really good, but this is just good shit to hike to meditate to, and to stream to. Crypto Stud says, I need to pump it right now. Man, I did my push-ups today already. I did pump the price. And yesterday I put out a push-up short, you know, about people calling Bitcoin weak, and I was just saying, like, Bitcoin isn't weak, like, its users are weak. If its users cheat and panic and freak out when there's a daily bullish divergence, you know, they don't deserve what Bitcoin's about to do. You know what I'm saying? Matek says, man, you're so smart. I love how you do TA. Man, that means a lot, man. Thank you. But you're smart too, man. Just by being here, watching this shit instead of doing drugs, doing screwed up shit. I mean, maybe you guys are doing this with me and you're on drugs. More power to you, man. But if you're here right now, you're on some alien shit, bro. We're on a whole nother level, man. Oh, Crown Chopper, good to see you in, my man. What's up, FG? Good to see you in, man. Love having my peeps in here. Let's see. Trench Runner says 4-hour double bottom with symmetrical triangle. Let's look at the 4-hour. And I'm not going to look at altcoins, guys. I'm not going to look at all these different altcoin charts. Place the anchored VWAPs on your favorite altcoins. If there's a leapfrog play there, then go for it. Go for it. But at this point in time, I'm done telling people to just, buy this shitcoin and hold on to it for 5 years. Like, I want to be a trader. I want to trade around a dollar amount and make money and withdraw my profits in real life and make real life profits, not fake internet money profits. Verified Trader says, I do smoke some ganja, bro. Weed is a plant, though. It's natural. Yeah, man. Smoking weed's cool, man. Smoking weed helps you relieve stress, man. As long as you're getting what you need to do done for the day, weed is great. As long as you're not a drunken, raging alcoholic, alcohol is great for talking to women and networking. Watching porn and jerking off, like, it's like, it relieves stress. I mean, it's good for you to do it. It's just you don't want to do it like 100 times a day. Like, everything is fine in moderation. Like, do what you got to do, whatever you got to do to stay sane and stay plugged in and get the work done and do what you got to do. You don't have to like be this perfect, rigid, boring individual to get where you need to go. Like, I feel like a lot of that advice that people give online is like just telling you just be unhappy, bro. Just do nothing and be unhappy, and you're gonna love it. BG says, I've had a couple beers, but I quit smoking weed. Need to quit drinking. Yeah, man. I mean, demonstrating control over your lesser habits, your lower states, is really important. You know, if you're feeling like you are struggling, first of all, you're not struggling. You're discovering, you're figuring out, you're working through. There is no struggle. You're not in the gulag picking rocks with a freaking mining pick. You're not in playing RuneScape, leveling your mining skill IRL. You're flying, man. This is, I mean, you know, you're flapping your wings. If you stop flying, you fall to the ground, but that's the cost of freedom, bro. Crypto Stud says, I sound naughty when I say VWAP. Yeah, man. People say VWAP stands for very, you know what I'm saying. Very, very, you know what I'm saying. And that's why I like VWAPs, bro. But no, it stands for volume weighted average price. VWAPs changed my life, man. The good kind and the bad kind. The bad kind changed my life for the worse. But these VWAPs have changed my life for the better. So I guess overall, my relationship with VWAPs has been neutral. Man, you guys are, I love these questions. We're not even asking questions, man. We're just having a good time. I think that's a good sign. It means that there isn't any mystery. I've explained where I'm at, what I'm looking for, where we're going, where we've been. Look at the 4 hour here. You see the red money flow wave is rounding up. A nice, huge, rounded 4 hour money flow wave. And we move up the time frames. You go up to the 6 hour, and you see the same thing on the 6 hour. It's like basically like we've only gotten started, right? The 8 hour, I went over this yesterday, but if this uptrend continues, this goes into late July, around when those crypto events happen. And then I'm going to expect things to get hairy after all that crypto event hype. I've never been to a crypto event that was bullish. Every single major crypto event is bearish, because you go to the crypto event and it's a bunch of nerds who aren't doing 100 push-ups a day, and like you realize this is all just being held up by hopes and dreams, and it's just a bunch of nerds that you wouldn't invest a single dollar in to talk to these people. But I mean, shit, man, you take one look at these crypto people and you want to just sell all your Bitcoin. That's the reality of these crypto events. But I mean, we could be squeezing out some bears going up to that event, could get some froth over, and then once the Nashville, something crazy is gonna happen in Nashville, and like we're gonna dump, bro. I'm glad you guys agree that like crypto events are always bearish, bro. There was this funny, the biggest dump that I remember from a crypto event was a couple cycles ago. I remember this so vividly because it like pumped. We had the event and then it dumped. It was this one right over here. It was like this pattern right here. So, I mean, we really, like, the Bitcoin community was really, really grasping at straws, like at down here, you know what I'm saying? Like, we also had a very strong bull div. You see like this 2-day bullish divergence with the price coming down. And we just came off like this terrible bear market. I think this was this the 20K pump, or was this, let's see. Oh yeah, this was like that mini, we had like a mini bull market after the BitConnect bubble. We had this like little mini bull market. But yeah, it was like in this little moment here, we had this gasp of air. We had a crypto event in Vegas right in this wick here. And like this wick was a bunch of crypto event nerds longing the top. And then right after that event, we just like got shit on all the way back down to the bottom. And so that was like one event with crypto. That was one time I went to a crypto event and saw what happened after that I'll never forget. I'll always see crypto events as bearish, like after seeing that shit go down. But that's pretty much where I'm at, guys. So as long as we stay over the July anchored VWAP, which we have bullishly broken over, 58,000 is a very, very key level for Bitcoin. We have to stay over that. And as long as we're over that, I'm going to try and weasel my way into a long, in which I'll be taking majority profits at the year to date, but I'm going to let some of it ride up to the poop line and the June anchored VWAP. And then I might flip bearish after that. But for the time being, the ball is in the bull's court for the month of July. You can see the bears had a great time bullying us and shitting on Bitcoin this whole time. But we got those two higher lows despite all these lower highs here. And that gave us the energy we needed to break that structure and move to the upside. So there's probably a little bit of further upside here off this. Are we going to 100K? Probably not, bro. The monthly chart, you know, first of all, I'm trying to get jacked, so I don't want it to go to 100K. I wasn't joking when I said don't buy Bitcoin. I'm trying to get jacked before it goes to 100K. I need more time to catch up like Heinz and get to 100K YouTube subscribers and get a six-pack and get jacked and get rich. Okay, this shit can't go straight up to 100K. It needs to come down first. I'm not ready, bro. I'm not ready. But also look at the monthly. That being said, I mean, look what happened on the monthly over here. The monthly was high over here. We come down to the zero line, and then it just went up again. And look, the market went higher. And so the monthly wave could do something similar. Like, what if there's just simply a second head to this wave, and we go a lot higher, but the waves get divergent? That happens. But we haven't seen a second hump yet, and so all we have is this single hump. And it just looks really fucked up and really bad. I mean, I look at this monthly wave and it's like, it's telling me that maybe we want to go to 40K or some shit, you know? But we're going to keep watching that. And obviously, like, if we flip bearish at the year to date or the poop line or the June anchor, like, we would know why, because the macro signs have been bearish for a while. So, that's it for me, guys. That is the full anchored VWAP monthly analysis. July is bullish, and good luck in your trades. Make sure you guys are controlling your risk. If you guys are interested in my VIP, check the description below. Shoot me an email. The email is in the description. We'll do a 2-hour call, and I'll get you in the VIP for life, and you can get more up-to-date calls and stuff. But also, if you follow my Twitter, I post gems on my Twitter as well, so you can follow at FloppingGroper on Twitter. And just make sure you like the stream and drop a little comment and help your boy FloppingGroper out, and I would much appreciate it. So thank you guys. Thank you very much. You guys have a good one.